Asian shares are trading at 7-month highs ahead of US consumer price data that investors hope will confirm inflation is in retreat. Meanwhile, inflation in China accelerated 1.8% in December as compared with a year ago as food prices rose. The prices of fresh fruits and vegetables rose by 4.7% and 7% respectively. The CPI figure was in line with expectations and higher than the previous month's reading of 1.6%. China's producer price index, which reflects the prices that factories charge wholesalers for products, dipped 0.7% in December year on year. Now let's try and make sense of all of that with Danni Hewson in Huddersfield in the UK. She's a financial analyst at AJ Bell. Danni, many thanks for being with us today. So, Danni, it seems that despite everything, right, China is still the X factor for global markets. Is China reopening, in this case, inflationary for global markets, in your opinion, or rather disinflationary?
That is an incredibly difficult question to answer because there are a huge number of question marks about how quickly China's reopening sort of get back up to speed. The answer is that it is expected to be a mixed blessing for global economies because with reopening, you've got supply chain issues really beginning to ease, which should bring prices of products down as more of those products are available. But there's also an expectation that with additional consumption as factories get back up to speed, that commodity prices could rise. And that's particularly of concern to the Eurozone, where, of course, gas prices are really in focus at the moment, and any additional demand for energy could be a big issue.
I guess the question now is, how will authorities really seek to stabilize the economy in China at this point? Will they try and make it easier to borrow money and essentially have a domestically driven economy?
I think certainly that will be on the cards. We do know that the Chinese authorities are trying to stimulate consumer confidence and put in place measures to increase consumer spending powers, to make it easier to borrow money, cheaper to borrow money, and also really to help those factories which have dealt with so many issues, staffing issues, closures, really get back up to speed. A big question, of course, though, is how impacted those manufacturing facilities will be by the logjams, which have made some international companies, some countries, consider reshoring their product just to make sure that they are available. All of those things are going to take time to work through. But as I say, lots of question marks.
Danni Hewson, many thanks for your analysis on the Chinese economy.